Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be learning about the Pythagorean Theorem. I am super excited because this is kind of a continuation of my triangles video, but let's just get started. So first, let's just draw a regular basic triangle. And remember in my triangle video, if you haven't watched that, make sure you go watch it. I described how there's the base, and then there's the height, and there's the hypotenuse. And I said the hypotenuse, we won't get to it as much until we start doing the Pythagorean theorem. Well, here we are. I shortened it to hypo so that it's easier. But also, these have alternative words. The base and the height can also be referred to as the leg. The hypotenuse is always referred to as the hypotenuse. The Pythagorean theorem states that the leg squared plus the other leg squared is equal to the hypotenuse squared. But we don't use leg and hypotenuse. We say a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So a could be one of the legs, b is the other leg, and c is the hypotenuse. And if you square both of them, go watch my video about exponents if you haven't, then it will make sense. So those two are the legs, and then the c squared is the hypotenuse, if that makes sense. So now let's see how we can use that formula. So let's say we have this triangle. And we have 3, 4, and x. And we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find missing variables like in the triangle. So we know a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So we know that one of the legs, let's say 3 squared, plus 4 squared is equal to x squared, or the hypotenuse squared, which we don't know. 9 squared plus 16, which is, it's 25. And what squared is equal to 25? Well, 5. Squared is equal to 25. So we know that missing one is 5. And if we plug it in, we should get a true statement. Go watch my video about solving the equations for more information about that. Now let's go ahead and draw a different one. Let's say we have x, 4, and 5. We know that x squared plus 4 squared is equal to 5 squared because we square all of them. And it's just doing the Pythagorean theorem. So you can have any variable in the equation, but as long as it's only one. And if you just follow the rules of the Pythagorean theorem and plug in all these numbers in the right spots, then you can use this Pythagorean theorem to solve, as you can see, missing sides. And here we know x is equal to 3, I just demonstrated. Now, let's go on to another example. Let's say we have x, we have 12 and 13. So if we go back at a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. That's the main thing that we're doing here. So a squared, let's say we're going to plug x squared for that leg, and then b squared, the other leg, which is 12. So 12 squared is equal to the hypotenuse, 13 squared. So as you can see, you just need to plug it in, and then you solve the equation just like how you would solve any other equation. So 13 squared is 169, and then we have x squared plus 144. And if we solve this like a normal equation, we subtract 144 from both sides to isolate the variable, we get 25 is equal to x squared. What squared is equal to 25? 5. So we know that missing side is 5. Now I want to talk about something that really helped me, and it's called Pythagorean triplets. Now, what are Pythagorean triplets? Well, let's say we have this triangle right here. And it's a 3, 4, 5. So let's say one of the sides is x. But if we plug in the equation, we already know x is equal to 3. Now, Pythagorean triplets are just very common triplets that you will see when you're doing the Pythagorean theorem, which is why I want to bring them up, because then it's super easy to do quick math with these. So here are some of the most common Pythagorean triplets. So there's a 3, 4, 5, which you've probably seen a lot today when I was writing. There is also a 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, 8, 15, 17, 9, 40, and 41. So those are the most common ones. So let's go ahead and do this example without doing a lot of math. So we have 12, 13, and x. So we know the triangle is a 5, 12, 13, and the missing side is 5 because we know there's a 12 and 13. So now you guys are going to do a practice problem all by yourselves. So firstly, I want to know which ones are the legs and then which one is the hypotenuse. And then I also want you guys to find the missing side. So in this case, we have 7, 24, and x. You have 1 minute. Did you do it? Let's go ahead and check if you got the right answer. So the two perpendicular lines are the legs, and the diagonal one is the hypotenuse. Now, let's go ahead and go back to the formula we've been using all day. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And we know a squared and b squared are the legs, so we have 7 squared plus 24 squared is equal to x squared, which is what we're trying to figure out. So 7 squared is 49. 24 squared is 576, and then we have that equal to x squared. And if we add those up, we have 625 is equal to x squared, and the square of 625 is 25. So we know that missing side is 25. Congrats, you made it to the end of this video. Whether it's you needed help with this concept, you wanted some extra practice, or you wanted to just review, I hope you got some practice in or learned something new. It would mean the world to me if you subscribed and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. It just tells me if I need to change anything. And don't feel afraid to leave a comment on my discussion page because my comments are turned off with any suggestions you might have for my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!